Hi guys, this afternoon I'm going over to catch up with a friend of mine, Kate. Here we go.
Where you had no electricity, running water, could you live? Could you cope, or would you just want to come home?
Oh, I'd want to come home. But I think I could probably do it. I've never been put in this situation. I don't know, probably not. I don't have the skills, I guess.
How are you supposed to charge your mobile phone?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have a lot of spare time. Spend hours a week on YouTube. That would be a lot of free time freed up for something worthwhile. Not that it's not worthwhile.
I've been in my mind, like when that conversation comes up, like, yeah, absolutely I can do it, but then as soon as I'm putting a situation where even one creature comfort is removed, I sleep poorly, I get cranky and I'm tired, I'm like, oh, I just need whatever back.
Why are you a Christian?
It's a good question. So going back to the time when when I was a first year Christian, it came with the realization that just because people are bad, that doesn't mean God is. I think my concept of who God is, who Jesus is, was messed up because I've seen people who call themselves Christian act in ways that I didn't really like and ways that were hurtful to me. But reading of the nature of who God is and looking at the nature of who people are, I realised the two are not the same. But what I did see is people trying to be better, people whose hearts were full of love, but that still messed up sometimes. I guess the realization that Christians aren't meant to be perfect. I remember in primary school, and there was a girl in my class who didn't attend church really at all, and she used to say things to me, oh, but you're a Christian. And so anytime I did something wrong, that was kind of the response, like, oh, you're this. But then as a teenager, I suppose I then had that same expectation of other people. Particularly when I started to question faith in God, I would then still put this expectation on other people that they need to be constantly loving, always inclusive, always nice, never saying a bad word about anyone else, and all of these ridiculously high expectations. So all of that to say that the nature of people does not define God. But the nature of God, and what I have seen of the nature of God, is of love, of all-encompassing love. And it was seeing people, how they changed through God's love, that made me realise that there was something so much greater than I could ever know in this world. That's not of people origin. Was seriously messed up. I know that. I was messed up. Like my decisions were incredibly poor, but when God works in someone's life, that transformation is enormous. And when that person follows Jesus, they're not trying to be someone they're not. What I see is people who are not faking it. I mean, people do fake it, so I don't think it's about faking it. But people who genuinely seek after Jesus are people whose lives reflect that, people who are loving, and people who are okay with making mistakes and being okay with the fact that they're not perfect, not trying to be perfect. As an adult, about 24, nearly 25, when I first started to see that in a group of people, and I wanted that. That was when I realised that I wanted God in my life, and God revealed Jesus to me over time. Why wouldn't I be a Christian with the transformation that's then taken place in my life, and the joy that's in me even when things are really sucky? So seeing first a difference in transformation in other people through Jesus, and then undergoing that, it has made a solid believer out of me. I will say though, that while there's all these different things about the Bible that people criticise, and I remember knowing those criticisms myself, and I remember saying, so there's one passage where I think it's Rachel in Old Testament, and she gives her servant to her husband to have a baby, and they name the baby something or other, and it means something like, God has blessed me because I gave my servant over to my husband. And I remember looking at that when I was about 18 or 19 and thinking that is seriously messed up. Like, why does God bless someone for handing over your servant to your husband like that? And I would look at a lot of these contradictions and think how flawed the Bible is. So I think it's pretty profound that it was through the Bible that God revealed himself and revealed Jesus to me. And that has been a sturdy rock of my faith and of my salvation, is always keeping in the Bible. These are words that, there's so much power. It's a book and it's just on paper, but there's power in that through the Holy Spirit.
That's about it then, I think. So I just wanted to say thanks again to Kate for talking to me, and I will see you guys soon.